Hey guys, welcome on in. Welcome into tonight's live. Just making sure I have the door open, so I didn't know if you guys could see it. But welcome in. And of course, the dog paws will probably start here for just a second while they get settled in. They're like, oh, we're live. We're live. But if you're new to the channel, my name's Tanya or TitaniumBuilt. This is Mia coming in to get settled in. And then here in a few seconds, you'll probably hear another dog. And that'll be Araya coming in to get settled in because they like to hear about true crime, I guess, too. So they're part of the crew now. They literally come in every live. There's the other one. She's so funny. She stopped before I could see her. Come on. Hey, Riley, you want to come in here? Hey, Riley. She'll come in. She'll come in when she's ready. I just didn't want you guys to have to hear her calls. But welcome in, Catherine, Mary Beth. Catherine with a C and a K. Welcome in. How are you guys doing today? Hello, Ashley. How are you doing? Welcome in. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Aries. Hey, Faith. Hey, Pooh Bear. Hey, JC. I'm going to try to get down to the bottom. Hey, Graham. Hey, Thor. Hey, PJ Second Chance. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I mean, I didn't change my mic or anything, but I felt like I was being a little quiet. So, hey, Phantom. Well, welcome on in, everybody. The fur babies. Yep. Yeah, they're part of the crew. We even have a cat around here somewhere, but I don't see him right now. I have a little cat bed for him. He refuses to sleep in a small bed. I think they're cute. He doesn't want it. I don't know why. I got him one that went down into a bucket one time. I thought it was really, really cute. Didn't like it. Got him a matching one and matches his sister's. He doesn't want it. He likes the big beds, and I think that's funny because, you know, he's allowed to do that. His name's Rocky. He does what he wants. He really does. The cat runs the show around here. So, hey, Cat's Life. Speaking of cats. Hey, Doodlebug. Thank you, Aries. I appreciate that. I put a little makeup on tonight. I was feeling festive. I've been wearing makeup the last couple of nights because I'm trying to see it like how I want to do my makeup for the wedding. I don't have anything on other than mascara and tinted stuff. So nothing too much, but you know, I'm trying here. I'm trying. But we'll go ahead. We'll get started with tonight's live. If you guys don't mind, take a second. If you do like the content, hit the like button. It does help send us out into the algorithm. The more people that like the video, engage with the video, it brings more people in to view it. So that brings more people in for you guys and for me. It's a win-win-win. So, and then everyone can come in and see how pretty Mia is, even though she blends into her bed. Oh, she heard her name and she's out of here. She said, okay. She said she's gone. She just peaced out. She just peaced out on me. She never does that. That dog is always with me. Always. Here she comes. She's coming back. Okay. Lay down, Mia. She's usually good about laying down. But I think she's wondering where Vincent is tonight. So that's what it is. He left for a little bit. So yes, they did offer her. They offered her a plea deal and she said no. Yeah. Yeah, she said no. But the first thing I want to go over is the rumors that Diddy might be an FBI informant. Some people have been thinking that, you know, he's kind of been working with them this whole time since his arrest anyway. Other people think, nope, not Diddy. But I don't know. I think he could. I think he could be, personally, I think that he's going to be spilling names. I do. That's all. There's no more to it. I just feel like he's going to talk. If they give him any sort of a deal of him getting out of there, even if it's just out of that prison to another prison, I feel like he would drop a couple names because he hates that prison he's in right now. I think that if it will benefit him, he's going to do it. He's going to do it, and he's not going to care. He's just not. Now, I know that one of his kids, I don't know if all of them are bad, but I know that one of his sons is in trouble for things like kind of like what his dad's doing. So maybe that'll be the one thing that they'll be able to hold over Diddy's head is his son, Hey, you give us these answers or we're gonna take your son in. 19 months going strong. I love that. Margaret, new subscriber from NYC. Well, hello there. I'm gonna grab me an ibuprofen real quick. I'm just gonna turn off my camera just so I can slide over this. Where did I put it? I'll actually put it back where it belongs. Okay, sorry guys. I've been getting headaches. I need to go back to the doctor, but I just haven't had the time. Where I saw. Okay. I just needed to get a couple Advil. Sorry. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. Just the Advil. The Advil works for any aches and pains. It's the best. It's the best. I promise. I'm gonna take it real quick. And then we'll get me situated. I'm sitting here with a blanket, and of course I roll over it. Whenever I roll to get the medicine out of the closet. Of course, that's what I do. You love Advil, Linda? I do. I feel like it helped already. I know that I didn't. It doesn't work that fast, but it does. It really does help. When I was on, before we get started, when I was on oxycodone, yeah, I think it was Oxycontin, actually. I was on the one that didn't, I think it was Oxycontin. So when I was on that, it just kind of stopped working after a while. My body was just getting used to it. And I was still in a lot of pain because my legs, I was still learning to walk. So one day I took a couple Advil and I was like, this isn't going to work. And I was so mad, when I was taking them, because I was like, this isn't going to work. Nothing's going to work. And they worked. And I was like, psh. Ever since then, I always take Advil for aches and pains. And I had a headache. So let me pull this up because I was going to play a video to start off with. And then I want to go over all kinds of stuff. I keep getting myself in these little rabbit holes with old Diddy. But it's not hard to do. So the whole Cameron Diaz thing came up. I didn't even know that they dated. Okay. I was just thinking of people in Hollywood, Hollywood actresses or actors, people that would be going to these parties. I was just thinking here the other night. I think it was last night. And I was like, oh, Cameron Diaz. And I was like, she quit Hollywood. And I really liked her as an actress. And I was like, I wonder why she quit Hollywood and when that was. And so that's what got me started Googling about her. And then I was like, wait, does she ever go to a Diddy party? Because she looks like a girl that would go to a Diddy party, And yeah, she did. I have pictures of them actually when they were together. They dated and all the things. So we'll get into that too. I'm just like, man, is there somebody he didn't date? I didn't know she dated Diddy until today either, JC. I was like, really? I mean, maybe I did. I don't remember though. Hey, honey Edler. Hey, pancakes. You changed your picture. Oh, I love that. Hey, Karma, baby. Now I'm on this page. I can see everybody. Hey, Tibbo. Is it Tybo? Tibbo? I'm going to call you Tibbo. Yeah, that sounds cool. Yeah. Yeah, Justin Timberlake could be connected. Yeah, connected to that. Oh, man. Who did we go over? Ashton Kutcher. We were going over him last night. We've been going over a lot of people, I feel like. In this case, it's going to be a lot of people. And I do have that list still up of that list of people are like they wrote down all of the attendees and they're going through putting likely victim. One of them says has spoken out against Diddy, which we knew that Denzel Washington. People are just now covering that. And we talked about that a week and a half or so ago. I don't know if we're ahead of the game or I think we're all skipping around a little bit, but I was like, oh, because I thought he said something else. I thought he came out and said something else. But yeah, they have some more stuff in there. So we'll look through that and just keep this as my account. I don't know why it's telling me to. I'm using up a lot of my space, I guess. I don't know. So rumors are flying that, P. Diddy might have a connection to the FBI or might be speaking with the FBI. So I figured we would listen to this from Law and Crime. They've been, like I said last night, or 2 nights ago, like a dog with a bone with this case. Like every other video is Diddy. If you need any Diddy updates, other than if you don't want to come to me, go Law and Crime. But come to me first. Oh, let me actually go back a little bit. Oh, he's not smiling anymore. Now, I wonder how the commissary food is, how he's enjoying that. Because, I mean, we saw the menu last night for the jail. The commissary is unbelievable. It's even cheaper than going to the grocery store. Don't promote getting locked up or nothing, but I mean, 3 hots in a cot. It's not spaghetti, veal. What does he say? Spaghetti, fettuccine, or veal? But still, everything's real in the fill. And what you can't have now, leave when you will. Yeah, that's a Diddy song. That's a Diddy song, but they don't have the veal. But they might have the fettuccine. I don't know. We'll have to see. Oh, he's singing like a canary. He will. I don't think, and nobody better hurt him, or he better not try to hurt himself, because I want to know. I don't want this to be one of those things that's like, oh, he's gone, and then it's business as usual. Do you know what I mean? And I don't think it will be, but I want to know all the details for the most part. I mean, I really don't want to know what happened to kids. I really don't want to know that. I mean, that's something that you have to, learn whenever you're get yourself involved with cases. But other than that, I could do without that.
Was Sean Diddy Combs an FBI informant? It's quite the theory, but it's been circulating a bit. And as you look at some of the details of Combs' current criminal case, is it that far-fetched? We're going to break down some of the origins of this theory and then speak to former FBI Assistant Director Chris Swecker to see if this really has any weight. Welcome to Sidebar, presented by Law and Crime. I'm Jesse Weber. When it comes to Sean Diddy Combs, there's been a question that has been circulating. Actually, I think it really goes back to a few weeks ago when Combs was arrested and charged with sex trafficking, racketeering, transportation to engage in prostitution. And this was when Damen Williams, the United States Attorney for the Southern District of New York, held a press conference, and he was asked this question. And it kind of gets you thinking about something.
The indictment describes aggressive, open, violent, hedonistic abuse that you say was recurrent and widely known. Why did it take law enforcement so long to intervene? How many women were victimized by Sean Combs, and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today.
Why now? Why is Combs arrested and charged now? If this was going on for so long, and when I say this, prosecutors allege that Combs was running a criminal enterprise that engaged in violent crimes like arson, kidnapping, sex trafficking, bribery, obstruction, that he himself engaged in a campaign of abusing women, that this all culminated in coerced, drug-fueled sexual performances with male sex workers. This is known as freak-offs. So if all of this is true, as the government alleges, and this was going on for years, why only now is Combs being prosecuted?
I thought about that too. And how did nothing ever get spilt further than just like the Hollywood actors, actresses, musicians, or whoever was, right in that inner circle? Like, why didn't more people hear about one of these parties? Like, I'm just curious how everyone got their, who, I mean, I guess they're signing NDAs, but I mean, I don't know. It is a little odd. It is a little odd. Now, do I think that these people are telling the truth? Most of them. I do. Now, some of them I think are out here. They don't even know Diddy from a hole in the freaking wall. You know what I mean? They just want to get some money out of it. They saw what happened with Cassie. She went through something horrendous. I mean, these people just thought that they could sue Diddy next day, that he would settle with them. Well, that didn't work. It didn't work. Cassie filed. He settled with her, but then it was like a little too late. Cat was out of the bag.
Could it be?
And how was that video not taken and hidden from that hotel like that, and suppressed, ruined, something? I mean, that was what, from 2016, 2018? So that was out there for a long time before anybody said a word.
No one spoke out? Maybe. Could it be that it had to take all of these sexual assault lawsuits to be filed for prosecutors to finally get wind of what was allegedly going on? Maybe. I mean, remember, did we, the everyday people, know about any of these allegations until Cassandra Ventura, Combs' ex-girlfriend, filed her first bombshell lawsuit against Combs back in November of 2023, alleging that she was sex trafficked and enslaved by him? That was the first time I ever heard of a freak off. So was it that? Was it the lawsuits that started all of this? Or
that suit he's wearing? Let me see. Can we go back? Oh, where do we go? Like, where did it go? I don't want to like pass it, but we weren't all the way up here. So hold on. Okay. That suit is just ugly. Now I'm going to have to find it. They showed it for like 2 seconds, and now I can't seem to find that dang black suit he was just wearing.
what I want to focus on is the reason that Sean Combs was not prosecuted before, because maybe he was protected by the government. Is it possible that Sean Diddy Combs, the rapper, producer, entertainment and music mogul, businessman, multi-millionaire, was he actually an FBI informant? Process that for a second. I want you to stay with me as you process that. So why am I saying this? Well, other than the fact that it's a fair question, again, taking all these allegations as true, why is the government only coming after him now? And of course, Combs, very connected to influential people in business, entertainment, politics. You would imagine that he could be a useful source of information, right? It's not outside the realm of possibility that you might want someone who has these connections to provide information about alleged illegal operations or any kind of information that might be important for the FBI. You can understand maybe why he would sit in that position, but I didn't come up with this theory myself. No, I want to go back to something that Suge Knight recently said. Yes, Suge Knight, the founder of Death Row Records, longtime rival of Sean Combs, the former record executive who currently sits behind bars on a 28-year prison sentence for manslaughter.
That dude, Suge, he is a scary dude. I don't know why I was terrified of him when I was younger. I was like, he's scary. Like legit scared of this dude. Like I was like, this dude looks like he will come up in your home, shoot up your family and not even care and walk out and be like smoking a freaking cigar the whole time while doing it, you know? And then you got Diddy. So it was like, you know what I mean? Diddy wasn't scary back then to me, but apparently I should have been real scared of him.
He said something on his podcast, the podcast called Collect Call with Suge Knight, and I want to highlight it. This is
a freaking podcast in the prison. When I first heard that, I couldn't even believe it. I mean, we're just doing the mostest right now in these jails and in these prisons.
This is what he said a few months ago. Quote, "It's a lot of things that people been knowing and everybody gets judged differently. It shouldn't be a gray area when it comes to doing something right, doing something positive, or doing something for the community. That being said, naturally, Puffy been an FBI informant forever, as they would say. That's why it's different when it comes to him. Regardless of who gets hurt, all everybody been saying is Puffy, Puffy, Puffy. I think they shouldn't all blame everything on Puffy. His ex is
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt it, but you notice how long it's been since he's been around Diddy. He or even out in the out and about in the public, he's still calling him Puffy. Didn't he go Puff Daddy, Puffy, or maybe it was Puffy, Puff Daddy? But I think it was Puff Daddy, Puffy, Sean Diddy Combs, P Diddy, Diddy, Love. And there's one after Love I can't remember.
in the industry knew about it. Everybody in his
And you know how I feel about people changing their names. You be hiding something when you be changing your names like that.
crew knew about it. The bees he dates knew about it. Everybody knew about it. So don't push away from it now. So could that be true? Is this maybe just the words of a Combs rival who's merely speculating? Or if that is true, then what does that mean for Sean Combs? Was he really an FBI informant? Why prosecute him now? And this is a theory, by the way, that if you go on social media, has gotten some interest. By the way, as we're sorting out what do we really know about Sean Combs, what do we really know about his past, have you thought, how well do I really know the people in my life? Scary thing to think about, right? Well, this is why we have this sponsor, Truthfinder. Awesome service. This may help you out because whether it's new dates, people you meet online, Truthfinder is one of the largest public record search unlimited. You can look up 50% on sidebar. Sort this theory background reports. Just go to truthfinder.com/LC sidebar. All right, so to sort this theory out and whether it has any legs, I want to bring in Chris Swecker, attorney and former FBI assistant director. So he's going to know best the answer to this question. Chris, so good to see you. Thanks for coming here on Sidebar. Before we even get to Sean Combs, generally speaking, how does it work recruiting and maintaining an FBI informant?
Developing informants and sources is probably one of the most important parts of being an investigator, a federal investigator, an FBI agent in general. And they tell you at the FBI Academy, you're only as good as the information you can develop through it. I mean, not just informants, but it's a big part of it because, you can do wiretaps, you can do other types of electronic surveillance, physical surveillance, and that sort of thing. But there's nothing like having someone on the inside who knows the playbook. And that's what an informant is. Now, an informant in the FBI definition is someone who gives information and you have given them a promise of confidentiality, except in certain circumstances. For example, if they commit crimes. A cooperating witness is a different type of source. A cooperating witness is someone who gives you information discreetly, but the understanding is that there's a high likelihood that they will testify at some point at the end of the line when a prosecution takes place. These are two very different things, but they're also both well documented within the FBI.
He ain't gonna be able to keep his mouth shut. Not for a second. I don't believe that for a minute. He'll either testify in his own behalf or he'll be up there ratting on some people. But either way, he'll be talking. He'll be talking.
You have to vet the sources, the informants. You have to go through a suitability inquiry for 90 days, which means they're not, it's like a probationary period. And there's a whole bunch of other restrictions around how they operate.
And how does it work getting information from the informant? Do they communicate with the FBI through a secure phone? You meet at a secluded location? Again, this is kind of leading into, if we're talking about Combs as a potential.
You meet him at the jail and you say you spill what you got. What names are on your list? Are they worth anything? If they're worth something, we'll work out a deal.
FBI informant.
What
what
do you mean we're not going to go out and out in Times Square or to the park? Like what are we talking about? He's in jail right now.
Somebody meet with the FBI to disclose that information?
Well, there's no one size fits all on that. It depends on the circumstances. It depends on the situation that informant is in primarily. So some of them, I had informants I could meet in the car at designated locations. We could meet at a hotel at certain times.
That's the suit. I hate this suit. I don't know why. I didn't even notice that the shirt was untucked at the bottom of it. Now I really don't like it. But this suit is bad. Like Cassie looked beautiful that night. But I mean, this suit, who let him wear this? Is this even suit material or is this more like a sweater material? Because that's what it looks like. It's giving me those vibes. It's giving me like some sort of, and not this in a bad way, but some sort of like I'm a god vibes, like with the the stripes the way they are. I don't know why I'm getting it, but I'm getting that from him. I don't like this suit.
You could just meet,
Look
even
me,
at their
I don't know.
house. If the circumstances were right for that, but when they're deeply in
Guys, you can wear a simple black tie and be just as good. Please don't do stuff like that.
embedded in, say, an organized crime group or a drug cartel,
I need him in the
or
suit.
their own criminal enterprise, if you will. You want to be obviously
Yeah.
very, very, very discreet.
I think so.
And
Or might
so
have been
that's the way
Grammys
most of
or
the time I operated. I always wanted to meet somewhere out of the way. Sometimes by phone, sometimes you would give them a burner phone or an email, a dead email Dropbox, that sort of thing. There's any number of
jail.
methods.
So with that in mind, you heard what Suge Knight had to say. Would it make sense to you to have someone as high profile as Sean Combs be an FBI informant? And I guess the other question is, for what purpose?
Yeah, that's a good question.
To get the buyers?
If the FBI thought
the
that
distributors.
Sean Combs had the ability to give them information on someone more important than him in the criminal world, and was mixed up in a criminal environment with
And he
criminal
does.
enterprises that the FBI really wanted to get information on, it's possible that they could open him up as an informant. I have my doubts because this information is coming from an avowed enemy of Combs, not to defend Combs in any way, but I have my doubts that the FBI, that he would have anything about anybody that was higher up the food chain than himself. Now it's possible, and it will be well documented, since he is engaged in criminal activity and he's been charged, then it's fair game for the other side, Combs's side, to get that information out. And what they would do is use it as a defense. Well, the FBI knew what I was doing. The FBI authorized it, which they can do. The FBI can actually authorize criminal activity. It has to be signed off on at the highest levels. I signed off on it from time to time for organized crime informants, for example.
Yeah, to buy a little bit of dope from the street corner guy. Here's the money, or act like you're selling the dope. Not a freaking full-on freak off with underage children. I would surely hope not, Mr. FBI, sir. I think there's a moment in time when you say, okay, that's enough. And it would be before I had the 9-year-old in the bed. I'm just saying. I sound like Betty. I just said that. The just saying word. I hate that he did that for me.
But you can't, it can't be violent crime.
He needs to be more specific with his wording.
There are only certain types of crimes, criminal activity that you can authorize.
Yeah.
So, but I think if it is in fact,
or any of those Diddy freak offs, I don't think so. So why are we talking about it? Even a simple deal. I mean, I could see him being a big buyer, but I think he would have had to work with him before.
I think his because he's facing so much time, the stigma of being an informant is not going to outweigh his need to use that information as a defense.
Let me just amplify that. In other words, you wouldn't have signed off on him sex trafficking people or violently abusing women for years. These are not things that you would have signed off on as long as he's providing incredibly useful information.
Absolutely not. And if in fact they did, that would be, I would say almost criminal negligence on the part of whoever authorized it.
But I guess the question is, and why Suge Knight said this and why you might see the conversation, if the prosecutors are accurate, and this has been going on for years, why is he only being prosecuted now? Is it the possibility that they had no idea this was going on? Is it the possibility that it had to take the people who filed these civil lawsuits for federal prosecutors to see that something was coming forward, that they had cooperating witnesses? Or is it, yeah, we knew exactly what he was up to for so long, we looked a blind eye because he was providing us very useful information? That's, again, becomes a really important question.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly precedents for this, or precedents. And, Epstein comes to mind very quickly, and others, where Hollywood, embedded inside Hollywood, is that understanding that, we know what he's doing, but we're not, they're complicit in some ways. They're enablers in many ways. This person is very wealthy, very powerful, and nobody wants to risk going up against that person until, a brave victim or victims finally start to come forward. And then there's a cumulative effect to that, where other victims they get encouraged and they get inspired by someone else coming forward. So they begin to come forward, and the investigative agencies begin to really dig, because they now have some witnesses and some private attorney has done their work for them.
And look, it's a fair...
Well, I don't know who. Diddy needs a new attorney. I mean, his attorney is terrible. I mean, if I can find things that your lawyer's doing wrong just really fast, like within 2 seconds, then there's a problem. I'm not a lawyer, and I could represent Diddy better than his lawyer could with the baby lube. Well, we got it at Costco and we buy it in bulk.
As some people would look at this conversation and say, this is incredibly ridiculous, this is far-fetched. On the other hand, look, he has access to a lot of high-profile people, business leaders, people in politics. That's why, this question has come up, and whether or not he could provide any useful information. Were there examples, though, where you had an informant, somebody who crossed the line, and at that point it became, even though they're a valuable asset, we have to prosecute them and we have to refer this to other authorities? They've just crossed the line.
Yeah, there are examples of that. I mean, the most high-profile one being Whitey Bulger up in Boston, who was snitching off the Italian mob while he was, actively at the head of the Irish mob in Boston. So, that's a very egregious example. But there are many, many others. That it happens, but it doesn't happen when the agents that are operating, if they're in fact operating someone like this as an informant, if the hierarchy, all the way from the agent through the supervisor to the leadership, are paying attention. In the case of Bulger, they were not. In other cases, they were not. And using informants as a two-edged sword, it can be helpful. It can make cases against very high-level people and organized criminal enterprises, cartels, etc. But
they would have to hide Diddy out for the rest of his time on Earth, right? I mean, if he did that, let's just say, I'm gonna spit out a huge name, and I do not think this person. I'm not saying this. I'm just trying to find someone that's super, super bigger than Diddy in my eyes. What if he gave out a name and had evidence and all of this stuff, right? And it was somebody like Donald Trump or Joe Biden. Let's just put them both in there. Somebody that's pretty powerful, right? Now, do you think that they would have to hide him for the rest of his life? I do. I think he'd have to go into the witness protection program, all the things. But it would have to be somebody big like that. I don't think that him giving out Clive's name or, if someone's deceased, especially, I don't think that's going to work. So but I don't know. What if I was just trying to give the powerful, names. So I don't think I don't think that they have anything to worry about.
When when that informant begins to cross that line, and we have seen it.
Oh, he's not. He's stuck in well, I think they just took him out of the suicide unit, but he was in the unit with no blanket, no pillows, no nothing.
Especially in the Bulger case, where agents want the accolades, they want the gravitas that comes with operating a high-level, top echelon, as we call them, informant. you know, and then they turn their supervisors, they're so productive that they just look the other way. I doubt if Combs was productive in the context that I just used it, but stranger things have happened.
Let me ask you this. Would we ever know? Would we ever know that he was an FBI informant?
You know, they will protect it, but as you know, if he really was an informant, you know, they could protect it for a while. But if this case actually goes to trial, or if it goes down the road towards a prosecution,
whoever it is, they even know who told.
And Combs does not plead out, then he has every right to bring that information forward because it is exculpatory. It's actually in his favor for him to say, hey, the government authorized my activities. The government knew what I was doing. And if in fact he is a source, he's going to have to out himself. And there's no legal way, and I emphasize the word legal, there's no legal way that the FBI and the Justice Department can protect that. And I'm not saying they won't circle the wagons and try. And if it doesn't go to prosecution, I don't think anybody's going to get it through the Freedom of Information Act, which would be the only other way to do it. You know, it hasn't come out in the civil suits yet. And again, that could, you know, they could subpoena this information in a civil suit. But unless there's a criminal prosecution where he pleads this as a defense, I doubt we'll see whether he was.
Well, before I let you go, real quick, would prosecutors know it? Would there ever be an example where the FBI would keep from prosecutors that this was an FBI informant? Unless, of course.
The only reason why I feel like he deserves special treatment is because of who he is. I don't want him in general population with a bunch of inmates that are, I mean, every single inmate in there would want to take him out just so that they could say, I did it. I killed Diddy. You know, we want to know, I don't know, for the victim's sake, for the victim's sake. Really, I don't care about Diddy, but for the victim's sake, I want him to stay alive. You know what I mean? I want all the secrets to come out. I don't want them to just be able to go into a pine box underground with him, you know, outside the jail. We want to make sure no one touches a little stinking hair on his head until after the trial. Then he can go into general population. They can do whatever they want.
Of course, like you said, he comes forward and says, let me tell you what happened. Would there ever be an example where the FBI wouldn't tell federal or state prosecutors about this relationship?
That's a great question. And the answer is yes. The FBI would, if it was what we call an informant versus a cooperating witness, they could and would conceal that from a prosecutor. Again, they can't do it legally if it's such an integral part of the crimes that were committed that due process requires that they out that information. But the FBI has withheld that information for prosecutors in the past.
And what kind of case?
Swecker,
what kind of case though? You're saying that not in this kind of case would they do that, but you don't give us an example. I don't like this guy. He's not good at dumbing things down.
An interesting conversation to have. Let's keep the conversation going as new developments happen in the Sean Combs case. Really appreciate you taking the time. Thanks so much for coming here on Sidebar.
Thank you. Great question.
Okay. Thank you, Jesse Weber, and FBI person that didn't give us any information. There are too many leads who don't. Yeah, skeleton exposed. They'll do whatever to make sure it don't happen. See, I'm wondering if there ain't some people in Hollywood crapping bricks right now. Now, if that was me, if I was a person that was if I just attended a party, right? Like, let's say I just attended the party. I wasn't there for the 3 a.m. stuff, but I kind of knew what happened at 3 a.m. And that's why I knew to leave, right? My butt would be at LAPD, NYPD, wherever, right? And I would be turning myself in and I would be saying, hey, this is what I know. What do you guys need from me? This is what I have. This is what I don't have, That's what I would be doing. Now, if I was in with these 3 a.m. parties, but I didn't participate, but I didn't restrain anybody from not doing this to somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, I didn't intervene. I would still go to the police and say, I have something really big, but I want a proffer. I want a full proffer. And I'll tell you everything I know. That's what I mean, I'm just giving you my legal advice here. It's not worth much, but if you use it, it's worth $1 million. If you're rich, it's worth $1 million. It's worth its weight in gold. But no, that's what I mean, And then if you are one of those people that did it all, you should probably turn yourself in, but if you're not going to, so you're going to be the one that scatters. Whoever scatters like roaches, that's what we're going to know. The cops should just start driving around people's homes. Just drive down, find them on the 409 or 405, whatever it's called. I've been on it before. And just find them and just park, just sit behind them in traffic and see what they do. Now, do you think that someone will, get to him? I hope not. Well, I guess I used to go to a party and they had us sign like an NDA, but it wasn't for no sexual stuff. It was just so if you hit someone else's car, you weren't going to sue them. Because we were all young and we were all, just drinking out on our land. And I think it was if you get in a fight, you would be kicked out. I forget. This was like 20 years ago, 30 years ago or something. I don't know. It was a while ago. I think K Hart or D Rump are the name as guests based on pics of who he has seen. Yeah, in the past. He's seen with Kevin Hart a lot. And that breaks my heart. We do have a list of names that people have put together that have this isn't like an official list, but this is a list from all the sleuths on the internet that have come together to share this document and to go down and put in every single person that they've seen, like in pictures or video, and they can place them at the parties. Then they have like a B column for comments, and then they have, if you go to like these old notes, like it'll have like little notes in there. So, and they're like replying to each other, so that they can get the information correct, which I love that. I love this. I'm like, this is so nice. Because I remember when we first started this, I was like, how are we going to write down all of these names? I have like 2 whiteboards up there, but they're kind of small. Serious, doesn't she look so nice in her picture? I thought Mary Beth did too. Oh, that's another thing I wanted to look up. Okay, hold on. I'm going to look into this, but it was his 50th birthday. Do you remember when Post Malone went to Zach, what's-his-face's spooky museum, and he supposedly got haunted by that doll? If anyone remembers that year that happened, I need to look that up, but I can look it up. It's no problem. But I'll save that for a different live. But I just want to know because he's also been seen in videos. I don't know. He just is a whole different ass person from when he first came out. So let me see what our I was going to show you. Okay, this. I need to go find it. Okay, there we go. So I will blow this up a little bit so you guys can see the names better. Okay. And I'll go through them really quick. So we've got, and then I thought we could take this list one night and go through it and then decipher who we think maybe in our own opinion could be in the handful of people that stayed for the after parties. I don't think that these after parties were like 3 a.m. when they started. I don't think that there was a ton of people there at these. I don't think it was small, but I don't think it was a ton of people. Like, oh, I want to say like under 15 people. 10, 15 people, 20 tops. Like, I don't think that there was like a ton of people at these. But it says Beyonce, Jay-Z, Aretha Franklin, Kim Kardashian, Khloe Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian, Leonardo DiCaprio, Ashton Kutcher, Usher, Kevin Hart, Paris Hilton, Sarah Jessica Parker, Lil' Kim, Tyson Beckford, Keith Richards, Patti LaBelle, Magic Johnson, Justin Bieber, Jennifer Lopez, Mariah Carey, Tommy Lee, Pamela Anderson, Denzel Washington, Chris Brown, Amber Rose, Martha Stewart, Ellen DeGeneres, Megan Fox, Russell Simmons, Russell Brand, Kelly Osbourne. And we did the Russell Brand interview last night. Remember what he said about Diddy? Diddy can get you to do anything. He took him on a vacation, made him go on a vacation with him one time. After meeting him for one movie, I don't know. Kelly Osbourne, Regis Philbin, Vera Wang, Howard Stern, Demi Moore, Quincy Brown, Nick Cannon, Mary J. Blige, DJ Khaled, Prince Harry, Jonathan Cheban, Kendra Wilkinson, Kim Porter, Beth Ostrowski, Scott Storch, Ashley Olsen, Rachel Zoe, Lorraine Bracco, Andre Harrell, Ashanti, Nicole Scherzinger, Mel B, Stephen Belafonte, Tiana Taylor, Tyrese Gibson, Tracy Ellis Rose, Evan Ross, Star Jones, AJ Reynolds, Reverend Run, Angela Simmons, Dougie Fresh, Kendu Isaacs, Janice Combs, Faith Evans, Heavy D. I think they added more. Kimora Lee, Megan Good, Garcelli. Some of these names I won't get them wrong. Cassie Ventura, Aaliyah, Damon Dash, Cuban Gooding Jr., Stevie J, Nicole Richie, Fat Joe, Derek Jeter, Will Smith, Jana Pinkett Smith, Mark Wahlberg, French Montana, Ja Rule, Chevy Chase, Drake, Tank Davis, Donna Karen, Jeff Wittick, Naomi Campbell, Kanye West, Rihanna, Nicki Minaj, Lance Bass, Ice Cube, Jamie Foxx, Uncle Luke, Chris Rock, Meek Mill, Mace, Wendy Williams, Rick Ross, Aubrey O'Day, Marlon Wayans, Kendall Jenner, Kylie Jenner, Kris Jenner. Why aren't any of the guys on there though? Like Robert Kardashian. Why wasn't he on here? Scott Disick. He likes to party. He loves to party. Is he too sloppy? Probably though, maybe. Aaron Hall, Kobe Bryant, Cardi B, Big Sean, Machine Gun Kelly, Jaden Smith, The Weeknd, Queen Latifah, Post Malone, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Stephen Baldwin, Michael Jackson, Lewis Hamilton, The Game, Fabulous, Tara Reid, Shaquille O'Neal, Joe Budden, LeBron James, Shane, whatever his last name is, Kate Moss, Young, Miami, Farnsworth Bentley. Who the hell is that? Farnsworth Bentley sounds like a rich ass name to me. Orlando Bloom. Okay, we gotta look up. Hold on, I don't know who Farnsworth Bentley is. I really don't. Do you guys know who that is? Oh, there's a picture of him and Diddy right there. What's this? What's this video? Feds reveal why Diddy's BF Farnsworth Diddy ran away. What's this? Is this his best buddy or something? There's a lot of pictures of them together. So this is him. I know who he is now. Okay, I think I know who this is. Okay. What's this? Gene Deal exposes shocking truth about why Diddy fired Farnsworth Bentley. Does anyone know about this? Hold on. Let me share it with you guys. That might help. I'm just gonna flip over to here and see who this. It says Gene Deal exposes shocking truth about why Diddy fired Farnsworth Bentley. What? How did they even get hooked up?
Came out and defended Diddy. You know, they was
Hold on, let's see when this was. 6 months ago.
real cool at one point, you know, so
Well, I was there when Farnsworth Bentley got his actual name. How they came up with the name and everything. We were sitting in front of the apartment building on 74th and Park Avenue. It was me, him, Tony De Niro. Puff was upstairs. They was trying to figure out, he had became Puff, one of Puff's personal assistants. You understand? To make sure all Puff shit is there when we get ready.
Was the butler KT? Because he looks so freaking familiar and I cannot place him. Like this Farnsworth, I just know him. I know him, I just can't place him. Just pictures though? Okay.
To go. Everything that was supposed to be in order. That was
Apparently he was Diddy's dude. Like that was Diddy's friend.
Farnsworth Bentley job. When Puff has to go to restaurants or place like that, you know, he made sure everything was straight with that. You know what I'm saying? And he had another assistant too. But Farnsworth Bentley was his personal assistant, put out his clothes, told him what he should wear, all that, like a stylist and personal assistant all together.
Okay, I would love to be that.
So
that'd be a
we
good
was in
job
front
for
of
me.
the house.
I like picking out clothes. I do.
And
Not for myself though.
this dude, Tony De Niro, he played guitar in that Bad Boy for Life. The black dude, not the white guy. The black dude who played the guitar, that's Tony De Niro. I think he might be from California or something. So Tony De Niro was like, yo, we got to think of a name for you, man. And if you're going to be his personal assistant and slash butler slash umbrella carrier, whatever you going to do,
I forgot to read you the rest of the list. We switched it over and I forgot to even read you the rest of it. Okay, let's see. Okay. Because I just saw like Oprah should be on there and I'm like, wait, I thought she was. But I think I thought I did read her name, but maybe not. The Weeknd, Queen Latifah, Post Malone, Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Stephen Baldwin, Michael Jackson, Lewis Hamilton, The Game, The Fabulous, Tara Reid, Shaquille O'Neal, Joe Budden, I say that wrong again, LeBron James, Kate Moss, Young Miami, Farnsworth Bentley, that's how we got to Farnsworth Bentley, Orlando Bloom, Frank Ocean, A$AP Rocky, Jaguar Wright has spoken out against it. Yeah. Shakira, Pink, R. Kelly, Steve Harvey, Vince McMahon, Donald Trump, Diana Ross, Reverend Al Sharpton, Tyler the Creator, Travis Scott, T.D. Jakes, DePablo, Kylan, I don't know the last name, sorry. Liam Payne, Ludacris, Lindsay Lohan, Selena Gomez, Jay Blaze, Paula Dardon, Jimmy Levine, and Chris Breezy. And someone did at the bottom, they put Oprah. They said Oprah needs to be on here. Who else? Hold on. Harvey Weinstein, Melania Trump, Obama, Miley Cyrus, Ice Spice, Doja Cat, Jared Leto, Jonah Hill. Wow. Tila Tequila. Remember her? Wow, that takes you back. Elton John, Sierra, I've already said her. Missy Elliott, Dave Chappelle, Guy Ossery, David Blaine, Christina Aguilera, and Russell Brand, he's already on there. Estelle, Madonna. So as of right now, they have, with the extra names that need to be added, 194 names. 194 I read off to you guys. Man, I could think of all kinds of cooler stuff to be doing.
We got to think of a name for you. We're going to try to make you like Bentley or either Farnsworth or either Bentley. You gotta be, you gotta have that kind of persona. You gotta dress all the time, be neat, and the whole 9 yards. And then the dude, Derek, was playing with him like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. I know how to do that. I could be over the top. He was acting like that. You know what I'm saying? I could be over the top. So he was saying that. And the dude, Tony De Niro, said, we got to figure out a name for you, man. It's got to be on the level of, those characters. He said, you got to be like Farnsworth. You got to be like Bentley. He said, we're just going to call you Farnsworth Bentley. And he said, I like it. And they start calling him that. His name, Farnsworth Bentley. And I said, these motherfuckers corny. Like I was like, yo, believe this. But he was always right there, but not like at nighttime when we was at doing things, he wasn't around, bro. He was only there when the cameras was there and shit like that.
What was you doing then? What do you mean late at night when you guys were doing things? The cameras were always there, buddy.
I don't know how much he could do. I don't know if he would say anything because he probably signed the ND, a non-disclosure, and he don't want to.
None of Diddy's non-disclosures are in effect. They're all jank. They're all junk. They are literally not worth the paper they're written on. He put on there that no, you cannot talk about him. You can't talk about him for like the next 30 years, I want to say. And your children cannot talk about him for like another 40 years after you are done with your contract or something with him. Like it's bogus. There was a lawyer that went on and she was like, that's not even a legal MDA. Like, what is he doing? He didn't know. His lawyers were probably just like, give me 500,000 and I'll draft you up something.
Say anything against Puff anyway because Puff got shit on him. And I ain't talking about no sexual shit, none of that shit. The nigga was stealing, bro. Yo, bro. The niggas I don't want to put that on sticky fingers. That nigga right there, bro, don't lay nothing down around him. You heard me? Don't lay nothing down around dude right there. Dog, Jennifer Lopez had these boots, they cost $5,000.
What?
I'm like, what kind of fucking boots cost $5,000?
Yeah.
Now you gotta realize this is like in 2000, early 2000. These boots cost $5,000. And because she was gonna be out of the country or something like that, she didn't have them come to her house down in the village because she would have never got it because they'd be stealing her stuff down there at our apartment. So she had them come to Puff house. She wanted these boots so bad. She was mad. They looked through everything trying to find Jennifer boots. Because Puff had like Puff, people used to just give him shit and send him shit from everywhere. So he had this room, this mail room in his house with numbers just that he never even opened. But I don't know how Farnsworth Bentley found that shit. But we went over there to his house and we found a lot of Jennifer shit and everybody else's shit that belonged to Puff. I guess Puff had too much stuff in the room and he was just keeping them for it.
And you seen this with your own eyes? That's crazy, man.
My own eyes, bro. We went to his apartment.
We don't know if Farnsworth be doing that.
He don't even seem like that type of dude, yo, but damn.
Security.
Actually, I don't know. Fonzie seems like he likes a little like things that glitter or mean something a little expensive.
Security also we went over there, man. They had to do shit, bro. And that's why Puff had stopped messing with him. And then he goes get a show. Puff ain't say nothing. He went and got a show of how to teaching thugs how to be a gentleman. I hope the first thing he taught them was that don't steal.
Yeah, probably be good. Probably be good not to steal. Their pal. The people that hung around Diddy. I'm still in shock. I know that I'm like a nobody and, you know, and just growing up with his music, but it's weird because you think you know, like, who you're listening to, kind of, like, you think you know a little and woo. Yeah, I'm sure designers, but back then, maybe not in the early 2000s, is not as much, maybe, I don't know, maybe probably. But $5,000 for a pair of shoes, I just looked a pair up and they were all ugly. There wasn't any cute ones. Nothing like sparkly or anything. Like, it was just like looking like work boots. I'm cool. I mean, got a whole wall of boots right here. Like, yeah, no. There would be I I don't wanna say there would be no way that I wouldn't spend I would spend $5,000 on a pair of boots. I would, if I had the money like that, if I was rolling deep like that, and it promised for me to not have any leg pain or any foot pain, then it'd be worth it because, you know, I've got metal. I got metal. And if it was cute, because I can't get all that and get a cute shoe anymore. I just can't. I can't. I actually got some new boots. I should show them to you guys soon. They're like cowboy boots. I've never had a pair of cowboy boots before, but I'm gonna act like a cowgirl in them. No, Ashley, a shoe. No, a shoe as a shoe. No, okay. You're gonna make me do this. These are all good ones, though. Okay, no. Well, I can't really show you though. Like, this shoe looks a little crazy. Is a good shoe. That's a good shoe. This shoe, I don't really like these very much. This is a bad shoe. It's just, it's not a good shoe. And then I have these other black ones. Well, they're all the way up there. I don't want to grab them, but they're really good. But I'm just saying, I can't wear dress shoes though. I'm not like with a heel. I don't do heels, other than this kind of a heel. It's a weird, funky heel. But no, you got to have good shoes, Ashley. If there's anything I can tell you in life, good shoes, good bra. Sorry, guys, can't really give you any instructions on that. And good skincare. Those are my three things. That's what, if I could give anybody advice, those would be my three things. But those shoes I just showed you were like I think those ones were like 400, but they are very nice. And I really do have a bad foot. And we've tried everything. We've tried everything for me. So we'll keep on going with Diddy here. But that was my side step to my shoes because they just happen to be, the door happens to be open. And I have to take some of these actually to the wedding with me. So people don't have shoes, I guess. CJK, I'm the same way. I have some riding boots here. I mean, I could do those. I don't know why I got them. They were on sale at Nordstrom. And I was like, oh, or Von Mar or something. Von Mar. And I was like, oh, I'm going to get these. But I usually just wear Birkenstocks, which isn't good. I mean, it is. It's good for my feet, but can't really wear them in the wintertime. I need to get a winter pair of Birkenstocks. I've never had a winter pair before. That's what I need to get. Because they say that's the best thing I can wear unless I put an insert in. And I'm not trying to do that yet. Because to do an insole, you have to be able to take the old insole out, put the other one in. You can only do that with certain tennis shoes, and they're not the cutest. So once my feet really start to hurt, then I'll know. But I don't really go too far or walk too far. Me and Vincent did yesterday, though. And I did the day before. We went shopping, and we walked everywhere, and I did good. I didn't even like buy myself anything yesterday, but Vincent got me a bag. I wish I could show you a picture of it. It's exactly like my black one, but it's brown. I'm excited about it. Because who doesn't like a new bag? Your cowboy boots? I did get the cowboy boots pretty cheap. They were $30. They were on Amazon. Because I'm only going to wear them probably once. But I don't know. They're kind of cool. And they kind of are actually pretty comfortable. don't know why she looks so blurred right here, but she does. You don't need to know my location website. So this is back from November 17th, 2011. And what we'll do is we'll read through these a little bit, see where we're at, and then maybe we'll swing over to the second channel and go over there for like 20, 30 minutes and just talk for a minute. Because I've been wanting to do that with you guys. So it says here. Is romance on the menu for Cameron Diaz and Sean Diddy Combs? According to US Weekly, Diaz, who recently called it quits with Yankees slugger Alex Rodriguez, his name, and guess who he dated? Why is this weird? J-Lo's ex. Okay, on my head spinning because I didn't think about it. So we need like a wheel. We need a whiteboard. Yeah, we need a whiteboard. Like I need to get me something or a chalkboard, or I want a chalkboard. I'd rather do chalk like the teacher does. Yeah, Mary Beth, it didn't help. I just happened to see that when I looked down. You could tell I'm still salty about those pump ups. They were Reebok pumps. I still remember the shoe. And I'm still salty about it. Do they still sell them? I think they sell them again. Oh, those would be cool to have. Okay. So it says here, she recently called it quits with Yankee slugger Alex Rodriguez A-Rod. It's been an on-again, off-again hookup since 2008, reports Us. I need to put all this down because when did J-Lo start dating him? ...2005 is when they first met. I need like a timeline. Wait, got engaged 2019, but separated 2021. Okay. 2005. And it says where they met in New York. Okay. That's when they first met. And then she went and got married. She was married in 2004, separated in 2011. Man, she's a whole awkward person. We're going to go through a whole stupid freaking life just for her and her relationships. Oh, hey, Travis, my Reebok pumped out on me. And it didn't make me any better at basketball. Pretty mad about that. It says here that since then, when she's single, she'll booty call him, meaning Diddy. That's right. Dial D for Diddy, baby. This was back in 2017. So Diaz, 39, was spotted nuzzling in a booth with Diddy, 42, at Catch Restaurant in New York City on October 24th, according to Us. They were inseparable. They had their hands all over each other, reports a spy. The twosome were reportedly equally as affectionate while making out and acting romantic during a lunch date at Scarpetta in Beverly Hills last Friday. Diaz split from A-Rod in September, while Diddy has reportedly been dating model/singer Cassie for the past 3 years. But a source tells Us that the rapper is single whenever there's a better offer on the table. What? Let me show you this girl. Trying to does it get any prettier than this girl? What do you mean? Diddy? She's gorgeous. What do you're a weird soul, buddy. Whenever there's a better option though, on the table, I guess maybe an easier option, somebody that'll comply. Maybe that's what he meant. Reps for Diddy and Diaz have denied there any booty calling at play. Cameron and Sean are longtime friends and fans of one another's work. They have been seen together recently because they are developing a film project. They are not romantically involved. Yeah, right. Okay. And then we're going to go over here. This was from March 15th, 2023. And it says in this little article, Sean Combs, known by his stage name Diddy, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, depending on what year you ask him, has quite the track record of celebrity relationships. Diddy's dating history, which includes Jennifer Lopez and Naomi Campbell, is a list that's pretty long, but a fling he had going into the 2010s is the only one he's ever seemed reminiscent of, and that is of his relationship with actress Cameron Diaz. The two initially hooked up in 2008 and were somewhat together for 4 years. 4 years. Eventually ending things in 2012. That was the height of the parties. By 2014, Diaz had started dating Benji Madden, the lead guitarist of the pop punk band Good Charlotte, and that's when she quit acting. The news of them dating at the time made Diddy miss the years they spent together. He was at a dinner, and the subject turned to Cameron dating Benji Madden, a source tells us. In 2014, he said, "If I could turn back time, things would be different." What things, Diddy? What would be different? I want to know exactly, because I mean, is it personal? Like relationship stuff would be different? Or did you do something to her, like a, SA or something? Or ABUSE? I don't know. When Diaz and Combs were together, they were notorious for repeatedly engaging in PDA. Most notably in 2012, Diaz was spotted straddling Combs at a party in West Hollywood. An eyewitness told Weekly at the time her hair was all crazy, her makeup was smeared, and they made out in front of everyone. She was acting like a teenager. Since their split, Diaz ended up marrying Madden in 2015, and the two had welcomed their only child together, Radix. In 2020, she went on Instagram Live and talked about her experience being a parent alongside Benji. "I love being a mother. It's the best part of my life," she said at the time. "I'm so grateful and so happy, and it's the best thing, and I am so lucky I get to do it with Benji, and we're just having the best time. It's so great. I'm just thrilled." As for Diddy, he has had a few on and off flings since him and Diaz's split, including model Lori Harvey and singer Cassandra Ventura. Most recently, though, Diddy has been involved with rapper Young Miami. Drama ensued among fans late last year when Diddy welcomed his 6-child daughter Love, and it was clarified that Young Miami was not the mother, despite having been each other for 6 months at the time. I don't care about that. Yeah, they're not in a relationship anymore because, he's in jail. So basically, Diddy's a little sad. Diddy's a little sad that him and Cameron broke up. It says considered more of a short-term fling, but we just heard 4 years. Diddy and Cameron Diaz had a brief romance in 2018. In 2014, U.S. Weekly reported that Diddy was at a dinner where the subject of Cameron dating Benji Madden came up, and he said, "I could turn back time, things would be different." Do they look like they own something? Because to me, they do. And to you, it's going to make sense. Sean Diddy Combs and Cameron Diaz at Sean Combs' Operation Harlem 2 Hollywood party in 2008. At a Diddy party, 2008. Her eyes are glassy. Beautiful, but glassy. He looks like he's not even thinking about anything that's going on with this picture. And then I'll show you this real quick, because I found an old interview of Cameron Diaz. When was this from? 2014, December 11th, 2014. And I just looked up his name in the transcript. So we'll start it from here. And I might actually speed it up just a little bit.
Diddy was at, and that they heard him say that he wishes he could turn back the hands of time and things would be different.
Well, you know, the first thing that you said was New York Times. What was it?
New York Daily News.
Daily News. There you go. Okay, that's not news. Yeah, you know how these things are. They just make shit up.
He said it in multiple places we just read. I don't think she wants to believe it.
The interesting thing
want
about
it.
being in the position of celebrity, and this has happened over, you know, my whole, well, not my whole career, because the tabloid is really the thing that started coming around, you know, 10 years ago at the strength that it's at right now, is that these people are writers. They're basically like the worst, trashiest novel writers that you've ever in your life. You know, those like really shit ones that people leave behind on vacation because they're like not all the way folded, you know, looked through. They're just like, and the trashiest novels. These people are basically those kinds of novelists or writers, and they just take characters who happen to be like real life people. And if you look, all the storylines are exactly the same. They're just with different character names who happen to be actual people, and they just kind of like plug it in every week. It's a lot. It's a really hard job. You guys know how hard it is to sit here and like try to create content all in the 2 hours that you have to do the show, or 4 hours, whatever it is, every single day. Imagine having to write a whole book every week. You know what I mean? So they're just doing their job. They're just writing a book every week, moving a chapter of a book every week. They're like, what's the chapter?
He ain't even believing that. He ain't believing that. Sway ain't believing that. See him? He ain't even believing it. Looking down.
This week.
That's a good perspective.
Who could we? Oh, where was she last week? What did we say she did? Oh, she had a ring on her finger?
Right.
Okay, this week, let's just throw something in the middle of it.
It'll be whoever has like something to promote. That's what they'll use it.
Yeah, so I mean, look, I understand people need an escape. They need to like read about somebody and be like, oh, I can't believe she'd do that. Or, oh my God, look at her. Or, oh, I wish I had her life. Like, you know what I mean? People need that kind of escape. And that's what real true novels were originally made for. But now people kind of, you know, it's a little bit more tangible when they can see actual human beings and then project those stories onto them and like
make it
follow
seem real to them.
Yeah, make it seem real.
Because I was like, yeah, man, that you just burst in my fantasy though. That, you know, like if that were true and Diddy did really say this, that Cameron is giving them something that they miss, you know, and that
the one who got away.
You know, that men are probably like, damn, how this one get away?
It has nothing to do with me. None of it. You know what I mean?
All right,
I'm certain of it.
But you
I'm
never
certain of
like
it.
call the other person up just to make sure you've never
You
hit
know,
somebody?
the thing is that I think it's an understanding between everybody in this business, and they do it to us all the time. There's little things everywhere. If you look at all the magazines and you look at how all the little parts of it they've started now, there's like a page, and then inside of it has like a little inset that has another little inset, and all of them are like all these different kinds of like, who did this, and blah, blah. They have all these little titles, and every week they have those, so they have to plug shit in, right? You know what I mean? They have to find somebody,
right?
They have to.
They gotta get the viewers, they gotta get the clicks.
It's a business. It is not reality. And I said, I don't care. I'm over it because I've been in it for so long. It's not like even that kind of thing where I'm gonna get mad anymore. But yeah.
Okay, because we only got a few more minutes. All right, and I don't want to ruin my fantasy of you. So the more you talk, I like the idea of somebody saying, "Damn, Cameron's the one that got away." So you know.
Didn't you say that?
I did say that.
Time to confess.
Time we saw each other at I'm not gonna say what event it was, and we walked by each other, and it's before we really officially met, and we kind of did this thing.
You're like,
and in my mind.
She gave you the look.
There it is.
Gave him the look. That kind of sucks, huh? I mean, like,
all right, but listen, we came up with a way where people could truly.
Oh, and I wanted to mention this to you guys too. Do you notice this could be just a nervous habit that she just has had her whole life, but or maybe she has like ADHD, something like that. But she plays with a rubber band the whole time.
Find out who Cameron Diaz is by your own voice.
Okay.
So DB came up with this game, and it's called
There's Something About Cameron.
Ooh, hello.
Cameron Diaz.
All right. It's 5 real personal, deep-hitting, to-the-gut questions DB came up with.
Let's go.
All right. First question. What was the name of the first guy you kissed?
Ah, gosh.
Oh, yeah. We don't even have to mess with that because that's just, she just talks about her. Who was the first guy, she says? It was like a little boy that she used to run around her neighborhood and like give him little kisses all the time. And I'm like, they wanted to know his name. And then they asked her like if she could have a stage name, like a stripper name, what would it be? And she's like, wasn't that supposed to be like you're the first road that you're like grew up on in your dog? But then she doesn't give the name. They had to like pull it out of her. And I'm like, Cameron Diaz. go back into retirement for a little bit. But I did like her and her movies. I ain't gonna lie. I did like them. They were feel-good movies. I felt like. Let me see what else I had up here if I have anything. I think I do. So, well, I mean, I have some more stuff that we can go over like later. Oh no, I can actually close that window. And close this window. I was just trying to see what I had up here. Oh, I wanted to read through. I just want to read through Cassie's autopsy myself. I don't have to read it to you guys, but because it's pretty long. But I forgot I had it up here, and I wanted to read that. Okay, so if you guys want to, I need to do a live on my other channel because I've like been saying I'm going to go do a live over there, and I haven't. So I was going to go over there and do a live. I was just actually putting it together right now. I can normally, after tonight, like if I do like a live, on like say I do a live on this channel and then I want to do a live on my second channel. If you guys want to come with me, I can put a link in next time to where it'll just send you right over, right after this live. I figured if we do our lives and they're about an hour and a half, like the true crime lives, we could still fit one in on the other channel. Or I might just do one during the day, one at night, something like that. But let me just put in here. I don't know actually, let me take this out because I don't know my join thing yet for my memberships. Like, it's different than this channel's join button, I'm sure. Maybe. I would think they would. I'm just setting it up in the studio real quick. Like in the back, so that way it'll be there and you guys will see it. And we'll schedule it for 10:50 p.m. And then I had a thumbnail. I don't know if that's it or not. Has to be because I'm on the thumbnail. Nope, it's not. Okay. Well, how long ago did I take? Like, did I do it? I'll just go save it again. I just made it like the thumbnail like 2 days ago. Oh, there it is. Maybe it was more than that. It looked a little bit older than 2 days. Okay. That way it'll have everything up. So, and then I'll be right over there. I'm going to create, well, I guess I can create it. Oh, yeah. It created it. Okay. Cool. And then I just need to make sure I like switch over everything. When I go over there, I have to switch over my studio. So I'm going to put in, so what I'm doing is I'm going to put in the link for the second channel. I have a second channel. It's basically where we could just go and hang out, chit chat. We could do like an open Q&A tonight. I'm trying to find the actual link. But we could just go over there and chit chat for a little while before we all go to bed, I guess. Here's another. This one should work. I'll make sure it works. Because I pulled that from another spot. Okay. That should take you over there. And then if you just go to the live tab, it'll be set up. So, okay. Let me remove this. Thank you for being here tonight. I appreciate it. If hopefully you guys ever want to find their way over there, I'll put the link back in here one more time. It'll be our first live over there, like when it's first like monetized live. like actually being over there and not just like double, because I did it one time where I doubled it so I could just see if it was working and like, you know, all that. And Mary Beth went over there, she's like, I'm a member. I was like, oh, it was so nice. I saw it like come up on like one of my screens. I was like, oh, look at that. Oh yeah, I have to like switch out of this account too. But it shouldn't. So this one I have to add account. Wait. Okay. All right. Well, I'm gonna let you guys go. And then that way you don't sit here and watch me like try to like do all this. But I will be over there in just a couple of minutes. All right. Bye guys.